Success is dangerous, because if you win the wrong game, you lose your life. You did everything right: school, degree, career. So why does it feel wrong? You followed their plan perfectly, every single step. But now, you feel heavy. Not because you're failing, but because of a terrifying truth. You're climbing a mountain that was never meant to be yours. In a quiet, dusty alley of New York sat Elias and Son, a shop that time seemed to have forgotten. Elias fixed clocks, but mostly, he fixed people. Outside, the city roared with ambition. Inside, there was only the steady peace of ticking gears. Everyone left calmer than they arrived. Everyone, except his grandson. Leo sat at the workbench, hunched over a delicate mechanism. His hands trembled. Clink. A tiny gear slipped. Again. Leo exhaled sharply, the sound heavy in the quiet room. "Grandpa, I can't do this anymore." He stared at the cluttered bench. The hundreds of ticking faces felt like judges. "Everyone is hitting milestones," Leo said, panic tight in his voice. "They're buying houses, getting promoted, launching startups, traveling the world." He gestured around the shop. "And I'm here, fixing springs, counting seconds. Every time I open my phone, it's the same highlight reel. Everyone knows where they're going, except me." He looked up, his eyes pleading. "I don't hate the work, Grandpa. I hate feeling stuck. I need to be out there, doing something that looks like progress." Elias didn't argue. He gently placed 3 small wooden boxes on the counter. "All right," he said softly. "You can quit. If your heart isn't here, your hands will never be steady." Leo looked up, stunned. "But first," Elias continued, "deliver these watches to 3 old clients of mine. They're the most successful people in this city. And ask them one question." Leo frowned. "What question?" "How did you know," Elias said slowly, "that your watch was telling the wrong time?" First stop, the Blue Note. Leo found Marcus King backstage, a jazz legend. Marcus laughed when he heard the question. He raised his bare wrist. "I don't wear one, kid." "Years ago," Marcus said, "I was obsessed with the metronome. Tick, tick, tick. I wanted to be perfect. I hit every note on time, but the music was dead. I was playing notes, not music." Marcus leaned closer. "Your grandfather told me, a machine keeps time. A musician keeps rhythm. I realized my watch was wrong when I tried to sound like everyone else. I was rushing to match the world's tempo. I found success when I smashed the metronome and played at my own speed. Offbeat, messy, but mine." Leo stood frozen. Slowing down wasn't failure. It was the only way to hear the melody. Next stop, Sarah Jenkins, New York's top landscape architect. She stood in her studio, surrounded by blueprints and plants. "When I worked in finance," she said, carefully trimming a bonsai, "my life was optimized to the second. I measured my worth by productivity." She paused. "But inside, I was withering. I knew my clock was wrong when I reached the top and realized the air was too thin to breathe. Your grandfather told me to stop staring at the hour hand and start watching the seasons." She smiled at the little tree. "Nature doesn't hurry, Leo, yet everything is accomplished. I didn't move backward. I just walked into my own garden." Leo began to understand. Final stop, the penthouse. Mr. Sterling, a Wall Street billionaire. Glass, steel, silence. The watch was perfect, Sterling said quietly. I optimized every second. No waste, just execution. He turned around, his eyes holding a heavy regret. I sacrificed my marriage. I missed my children growing up. And at the top, his voice cracked. I realized the truth. I leaned my ladder against the wrong wall. He slid the watch across the desk. I won the race, kid, but I crossed the finish line alone. Leo walked back into the street. People rushed past him, chasing invisible deadlines. Before, he saw competitors winning a race he was losing. Now, he saw second hands. Fast, loud, confusing movement with progress. He stopped, letting the crowd flow around him. He realized he was the hour hand. He didn't need to spin 60 times a minute to matter. He just needed to move with purpose. Back at the shop, "Did you find your answer?" Elias asked. Leo nodded. "Grandpa, why did you leave the factory?" Elias studied his scarred hands. "I was an engineer. Everything was about speed, output. The machines grew stronger, and I felt smaller. I realized I wasn't built for acceleration. I was built for precision." He placed a warm hand on Leo's shoulder. "You think your stillness is a flaw. It isn't. It's your gift. The second hand makes noise, but the hour hand defines the day. It moves quietly, but when it moves, everything changes." Leo picked up his tweezers. His hand was finally steady. "I get it now," he whispered. "I don't need to be an engine. I'm a watchmaker." We live in a world that screams at us. Be fast, be rich, be impressive. But a watch isn't valuable because it ticks the loudest. It's valuable because it keeps true time. And a life is measured by its depth, not its speed. Ask yourself, are you failing or just playing the wrong instrument? Are you behind or simply walking a different road? Real success isn't winning their race. It's having the courage to step off the track. Your life? It's yours. Not your parents', not society's. Don't wait until you're 60, standing at the top of a ladder you never wanted to climb, just to realize it's leaning on the wrong wall. That is a tragedy. So stop running. Look at your hands. What makes them steady? What makes you feel alive? Find that and start there. If you're tired of racing as the second hand and ready to find your quiet power as the hour hand, hit subscribe. You're in the right place. This channel is for the patient ones.